Talking about storytelling, as the previous roundtable was mentioning, our species has always shared stories. First around the fire, then through books, plays, then there was the radio and the television, and more recently, internet and podcast and TikTok, as we just seen. The technology has changed, but the fundamental experience is still the consumption of a story. But now we're at a point where technology seems to be merging gaming, interactivity, and the metaverse. Remember, if you were here with us yesterday, we spoke about the metaverse a lot. But where are we heading with all this? Our next guest will help us understand, and she will tell us about the bets for the future. Let's welcome the Director of Creative Works at EMEA at Google. She is Mailine Swildens. Welcome, Mailine.
Hola.
Hola. She's learning Spanish. Next year, she will say hola and adios when she leaves.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Thank you very much for listening to me today. My name is Mailine Swildens. I'm Director of Creative Works in the region of EMEA. And what is Creative Works? We are a team that works with Google's largest clients and their creative agencies and their media agencies to help them use Google platforms and technologies in their brand and marketing campaigns. And today I'm going to talk about something that we work with every day, which is how our creative world and our creative industry and our marketing industry is transforming. It is going extremely fast, and every single day we at Google are working to understand and to work with our clients on what's coming next. I'm going to share with you some data. I'm going to share with you some examples, and I'm going to share with you how we work with our clients to work with this speed and this experimentation. I'm also going to share with you some new, very exciting technologies that we're working with our clients to experiment with. As automation continues to accelerate and privacy changes take shape, creative, what we're all working with every day, will be more and more important. It will be the most critical lever to drive differentiation and growth. Why would people click engage if you cannot really target anymore? Creative will be the way for people to interact with your brand, how it's made, in what way, and how powerful it can deliver a message. And the world is changing extremely rapidly. I'm going to give you some insight on that. Branding is changing tremendously, and there's an age coming that we're already really working with, which is called the age of immersion. I'm going to show you some technologies on that. Why are things going so fast? So think about a world post-pandemic, and you all see it in the stats, where everything and everyone is moving online. When everything and everyone is moving online, everything that's a trend goes extremely fast. And you have to experiment. You're forced to experiment. Your competitors are experimenting because everything is immediately measurable online. This wasn't the case before. And with those two trends, the market is completely resetting. Habits are broken, new competitors appear, companies are transforming. And then you think the creative industry, is automation killing it? I'm actually telling you that it is flourishing. It's flourishing in the whole space, which is tech-enabled creative. It's flourishing with creative agency services, so all the people that imagine these beautiful brand environments and creative, innovative ideas, which is the start of campaigns. The rest is automation. And last but not least, and you also heard our TikTok colleagues talking about that, the creator economy exploding as platforms proliferate. Third-party ad technologies that support creativity, dynamic optimization, dynamic targeting, creative platforms, saw growth rates annually up to 30% per year. This is a study that Bain did for Google. Think about it. And one of our clients, and we can quote him, he says, "I'm a terrified dinosaur. I've been living in this cozy world of old brands, television, big volumes, nothing changes. You could just focus on being very efficient, and all of a sudden, I'm terrified. We're being disrupted in every single way." And why is he saying that? Because on the right-hand side, our client Unilever just did an incredibly big global reorganization where they basically got rid of the CMO role, the Creative Marketing Officer. And at the head is now Connie Brahms, who merges a position including sales and marketing. Why? As you see on the left, WPP, one of the largest communications holdings in the world, is now building a model going from the brand directly to the consumer, with a from brand directly to the consumer end-to-end model, including e-commerce. That's radical, okay? That's happened in the last 1.5 years, so no wonder the Heinz guy is really terrified. And then you look at the world of branding. We were in Mountain View a couple of weeks ago where the global managing director of YouTube spoke, and somebody asked her, "What is the future of YouTube?" And she said, "Let me talk about the future of video. Video is becoming the global norm, faster than any one of us can probably imagine now. You see in the United States, it's growing and growing and growing, in Europe as well. And the share of time spent by day with YouTube in the US by device, look how it's growing. And the interesting thing, this is mobile, that's desktop, and that's other devices. The other devices are growing. Connected TV, in-home, etc. Think about streaming, all the streaming coming in, Disney Plus, Netflix, etc. And you see, for instance, that Netflix, because they're now having an ad-supported platform, has been integrated in BARB, which is the UK original TV ratings national agency. So think about all that together. And then think about the message. So we see that branding is moving from something that was about efficiency to why do I even have the license as a brand to talk to you, to millennials, to Generation Z? What story do I want to tell as a brand? What am I standing for? How do I express that in my product and service? It used to be the other way around. And what empathy, what connection do I have between me and the people who engage with me? What responsibility I have for privacy-safe engagement? What do I stand for as a brand, as a company, in society right now? Because Gen Z and millennials, they expect from brands to lead diversity and inclusion, to lead sustainability. They're looking at that very, very actively, and they only want to engage with brands and companies who really do something. So look at the latest research from Google Human Truth. The blue bar, most of us are looking to brands to lead. And look what we did with AMV, BBDO, Sheba, and Mediacom. This won a couple of grand prizes in Cannes.
Coral reefs are dying. And the fish and communities that rely on them are facing catastrophe.
Masyarakat resah, kita mau kerja apa lagi. Makanya banyak yang nyebrang ke daerah lain.
But there is hope. Sheba is committed to bringing coral reefs back to life. That's why we grew the Sheba Hope Reef, a giant one-word promise to future generations. Built on the site of a dead reef in Indonesia, Sheba's reef star system creates the perfect environment for coral to thrive. Supported by the UN and the WWF, Shiba's marine biologists worked with the local community to anchor 840 reef stars in the ocean, forming 4 giant letters of embryonic coral. The Shiba Hope Reef YouTube channel raises money from views and ad revenue for more builds, and we partnered with Google so Hope becomes an educational showcase.
The reef can be seen on Google Earth and has been regrown to spell the word hope.
Over 1 million people have explored the site on Google Maps, and it is diveable on Street View. In just 2 years, the coral reef has grown back from 99% dead to 70% alive.
Bisa telah masuk restorasi terumbu karang, alhamdulillah.
And hope is continuing to grow. In fact, with governments worldwide now adopting our system, the Shiba Hope Reef isn't just growing, it's singing.
Listen carefully and you can hear the strange sound of a coral reef coming back to life.
So we're super proud of it. This was a project that we worked with for over 1.5 years. And on the YouTube channel, every time somebody clicks on content or watches, all the proceeds go to continue the restoration project. We integrated Google Earth, we integrated Google Maps. And this had amazing PR, incredible amounts of impressions, earned media, ROI of 308% for Mar Shiba. Think about this and think about the traditional brand campaign. This is how things are shifting, and technology makes it possible. Then let's look at what was normally lower funnel e-commerce work. I don't know if you guys used to do that with the price changes continuously and the mill going up and down and the e-commerce division not having the same budget as the marketing division. Well, all that's changing. That moves up the funnel from pure price comparison, if you look at the search trends, search interest, to desirability, expertise, and recommendation. Why? Because we're on mobile devices, we're in store, at home, we're interacting with everything all the time, and brand and performance are completely merging. And John Hoverson, our client from Mondelez, says, I don't think that anybody who looks at their e-commerce advertising loves it. And I think that hopefully over the next 3 years, you will see a renaissance of it as increasingly marketers focusing on it. I think you're going to see a huge elevation in execution. And now I'm going to show you a project that we worked with a company called Backmarket, who is a huge platform for refurbished devices. So they take, your old electronics and they clean them, they make them work again, and they resell them, which is a huge market at the moment. And I'm going to show you this case, which also won at Cannes, and I'm going to ask you, is this branding, is this performance marketing, is this event? What role does technology play? Think about geo-targeting. And I'll let you answer the question after the case. It's really bad. Bad. So they get the airdrop.
There's an airdrop request from Backmarket. Oh.
And you opt in.
It's time to go refurbished with a cheaper and greener model. You can sign me up.
Backmarket vient de faire un petit hacking chez Apple dans le plus grand des calmes, chez la concu.
Little hacking in the Apple Store.
Wollt ihr mir ein iPhone kaufen?
Changed my mind.
En tout cas, nous, ça nous a fait sortir.
have to refurbish. You can buy the same model
Ihr habt euch
on Back
getraut, den
Market.
Apple Store zu hacken?
Vous avez plié le game. Back market. Well done.
So it's back market, hack market. It also wanted cans. So this was airdrop messages when you were in an Apple store to try and buy a phone. Say, hey, if you opt in, you can get this cheaper and greener. Paris, London, Berlin. Creators Prime. Remember the graph with the growth in the creative industry? Influencer marketing payments to creators for creative advertising services are growing 50% annually. So we see the market for brands that are working with creators significantly growing, and it's all of us in the tech industry on the platforms that are, of course, contributing to that. And you see the creativity that they make. We call this creator-made ads. So they actually, if they want to opt in and like a brand and a service, they will actually help to promote the service, but in ad formats. We're working with a lot of our clients, and I want to show you this amazing thing. I don't know if you know about Fiverr. It's one of my favorite platforms. It's a global platform where graphic designers, art directors, interior designers, all the small and medium creative freelancers, companies can sell their services to you, for you to be able to make, beautiful design things, for you to be able to hire an interior designer. They give you everything online, you choose what you want, and then you buy. And what we did for Fiverr is we took YouTube stars that were all over the space, in the United States, in Europe, and we asked them, is there a real project that you want to do with Fiverr, not a fake one? So tell us what you want, a new logo design, an interior design, everything. And then go through the motions of what it's like to work with Fiverr and show people, educate people on how to do that. These are the story
Everyone, we
girls,
are the story girls.
YouTube
This
influencers.
is how Fiverr helped us turn our scary bathroom into the bathroom of our dreams. If you guys don't know what Fiverr is, it is a platform where you can find and hire hundreds of different talented freelancers, such as logo designers or interior designers. This week we finally are doing the bathroom makeover, the ugliest space in our loft, but we definitely needed some help from our Fiverr designers. So I previously sent them some photos as well as a video tour of the space to create the designs off
You
of.
see how educational it is?
I'm here for the timbre. Interesting. I do like all the dark colors. Oh. Whoa. How did they do that? So we know what we want to do? I think we're closest to the second. I don't think this bathroom would have turned out the way it did if it weren't for our Fiverr designers. They had some amazing ideas that did not occur to me until we saw their designs. If you guys want to check out these 3 interior designers as well as some other creatives that we're really excited about, there will be a link to check out our curated store. So what are you waiting for? Click to check it out.
So we ran hundreds of these on all aspects of Fiverr's services. 31% lower CPA for core audiences and 139% search uplift in Google. Really native content, really educational, and they actually had real projects, so this is not fake. And how do we do that? We experiment everything. Remember, if everything moves online, you can, run experiment after experiment. There are people from my team in this audience who do that for our clients almost every single day. You can make an observation, you can ask a question, you form a hypothesis, you conduct an experiment online, you put it online, you see how everybody, your audiences, interact with you, and you see what needs to be optimized in real time, what needs to be changed, and you accept or reject the hypothesis in the beginning. And you can test every single piece of creative work. You can test several creative concepts against one audience segment, or what we did with Fiverr, we tested a single creative concept against multiple audiences on all these pieces of creator-made content. And this is a campaign that my team in Spain recently worked on, and you're going to see what that does. So Pepsi comes and says, we want to launch the Pepsi Max, and we have a TV campaign that we're cutting up, and this is what we would like to run. Can you optimize this asset?
Prueba Pepsi Max Lima y flipa en sabores. Sabor a lima, cero azúcar.
Great. So our creative works team goes, your audience might, so let's try something slightly different. And why don't we test, A/B test, these different creative execution against your audience? And guess what won? Putos modernos.
Hola, gente.
Prueba Pepsi Max Lima. Y flipa.
Oh, sorry. Let me just go back, because there's a... I can't play it, I'm really sorry. So there was a...
Do something about... ¿Podemos hacer algo con ese vídeo o es que no sale?
Prueba Pepsi Max Lima.
¿Perdona? Sí, wait a minute. I'm not moving until we see that.
Prueba Pepsi Max Lima. Y flipa en sabores.
Let me try it again.
Hola, gente. Estamos aquí en la oficina para hacer un directo porque muchos nos habéis pedido. ¿Qué haces?
Me estoy bebiendo una Pepsi Max Lima, pues.
Isn't that
Bebe lo
different?
que quieras, pero que quede claro que la bebes porque te gusta. Que parece que nos hayan pagado, que no somos influencers de estos de
Claro que la bebo porque
medio
me
pelo.
gusta.
¡Corte!
So experiment. Look at the before and after. Like this so massively outperformed, I can't give you the details because it's client confidential. And they, after the experimentation, were willing to take this risk. So risk-taking is underpinned by experimentation. So this is our cooker, what we work with every single day, every single week, and we also work with new tech. So I could go on for 2 hours on new tech. I made a selection for you, what we work with now, and I'm going to give you some technology terms so you can ask some questions later, but it's absolutely insane. So this is our amazing CEO, the most humble man that you can imagine, amazing. Engineer, completely obsessed with innovation and user engagement. It's always been obvious to me that computing over time will adapt to people rather than people adapting to computers. You won't always interact with computing in a black rectangle. Just like you speak to people, you will see, speak, interact, gesture to computers in a way that it almost seems like human interaction. It's completely seamless. The head of our global innovation group in Google says, he's a serious engineer, he says, I want to make technology disappear. For the people, want to make technology like it doesn't exist. And we're working on control, right-click your world, and what was 2D, what you're interacting with right now, it is going to increasingly become 3D. We call that reality augmented for you. And what technologies underpin this? First, the rise of 3D and AR-supported devices on both Android and iOS, enabled by AR Core. So your devices, your mobiles, your desktop, they can support AI. AR is heavy, very heavy files, okay? What is going to speed this up for these files to be seamlessly to all your devices in seconds? 5G and cloud computing platforms. There's one in Google called Immersive Stream for XR, which is able globally to manage these heavy data together with 5D to speed them into your devices. Google Maps, it was 2D, it's still 2D. If you do live view, it can be a bit of 3D. You're going to look around your surroundings like that to better orient yourself. But in the future, and already now, because we're testing it on 250 global landmarks, that is what you're going to be seeing. a completely immersive, like if you were there, view. So imagine 3-4 years from now that your Google Maps will be that, okay? And AI, ML, research and technologies are going to change creativity. You probably know DALL-E, which is an AI machine learning tool, and you talk to it and it generates images. I'm going to talk to you about how this technology can be applied to diversity and inclusion, and I'm going to do that in a second. The first thing that we're working on and extremely excited about is the future of search. The future of search is going to enable you to search for anything, anywhere, in any way. Text to voice, image search, everything. You're going to be able to search for a dress and then say, I want something a little bit like that in the same model, multi-search, and it's going to bring you a whole lot of dresses in exactly the same model, very close to where you live. You're going to be able, and we're experimenting with clients, we already launched it, to click on a 3D product or a 3D model in search and project it next to you or in your living room. You're going to be able to explore a scene. Here you're looking for nut-free chocolate amongst all the chocolate bars, and you don't know where to start. And it scans everything, and it basically shows you where the nut-free chocolate is. And like that, you're going to be able to see cars and cars pre-sale. You're going to be able to visualize your kitchen and project it in your kitchen if you're buying a new one. You're going to be able to buy clothes and scan them on you, which is going to be good for the environment because it minimizes returns. And with Google Immersive View, imagine how you can travel plan. So this is something that we tested with Singapore Airlines. Geospatial API, it sounds very, very difficult. AR content used to not be able to find the geographical place. And now, with the visual positioning service, Street View Imagery and AI, developers, it's open to developers, can place AR content in all world locations in 87 countries and create experiences like this. So if I go out in this cinema, for instance, and I would just look at it like that, it could give me an AR view of what it was like 100 years ago, immediately. So you can see it next to the actual building. Google Maps, I can't wait for this, okay? It's now in 280 landmarks all over the world, but I want to do this real time all over the world, and our technology is going to make it happen. And last but not least, AI and ML-enabled research. It makes amazing things possible. Like, this is Project Understood. Like, people with speech impairments, if they use, it's very, very difficult for them to use voice to command devices. And at Google, we are learning to understand what people with speech impairment say in order to transform it to text for them to be able to command devices in that way. And the other project that we're working on is sign language. So you're going to be able to convert sign language into actual language for people to be able to understand you. I mean, this is pretty awesome. It's in the research early access phase. So there are many more technologies. I just gave you a glimpse of what we're working with at the moment. So be future ready, or maybe the future is now. Build stories that build empathy with people, because the results are linked to that, because that's why people engage with you right now. It's a completely different way of storytelling. Embrace what we call horribly fluid funnel creativity. So branding is not anymore commerce, commerce is not anymore branding, everything is blending, everything is being sampled everywhere. And experiment. If your clients or yourself don't dare to do something, you can experiment everything. Look at the Pepsi example. And finally, experiment with the immersive age. AR in search is open to everybody right now. AR experiences, because this is going to be mass market, propelled by technology much sooner than you can imagine. Thank you for your time.
No, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. My God, come here, Mailine. My God, I'm exhausted. With all this is just a glimpse.
Yes.
I'm exhausted. I can see you don't get bored at work.
No.
You have a specific passion for maps or just traveling?
I have a passion for
for technology.
For useful tech.
Useful tech. We can see.
Like amazing, billion people, life-transforming tech. Yes.
We can tell. She's so passionate and so calm at the same time. I don't know how you can do that. You transmit all this passion for just a glimpse of what we saw. That was amazing. Congratulations. We don't have much time for questions, but maybe one from the audience. Well, don't be shy because it's in English. Oh, I see. Well done. I always have questions, but go ahead.
Okay. I just want to ask if with these Google Maps upcoming technologies and plans, if we are speaking about another kind of metaverse possible in this area?
Oh, this is so amazing. I'm so happy that you asked this question.
Thank you.
It's about the definition of metaverse. You can say, I don't know if you guys have been around, probably not. A long time ago, there was Second Life.
Yes, we were. Come on.
For me, metaverse is Second Life-ish. Okay, in a sense, it always existed in the gaming industry. There's nothing new. I mean, Fortnite and Minecraft are the most astonishing metaverses where commerce and avatars and God has been living for decades. Okay, there used to be World of Warcraft. Metaverse, if it's about moving into a parallel universe that it's not ours, mainstream, it's something that everybody talks about and everybody experiments with, but it's so clunky. And what I'm so excited about is we have global 2D platforms like maps and search, etc. And using augmented reality, you experience in an immersive way, 3D like never before, fast, something that exists in the physical world, but it's enhanced. And by experimenting with that, you are living that while you're actually not there. Think about, immersive travel. This is going a huge industry. But then you can actually book the real thing. So it's not disconnected, it's integrated. And for me, that is something that I hope will help us and the generations coming after us experiencing the world and learning in a very new, exciting way. Similarly, applied to research, applied to medicine, education. So our world is not gone, and personally, apart from if you're a gamer, I would not always want to live in a parallel universe.
This one is fantastic. I mean, the other one is good, but this one is great as well. Thank you. Did she answer your question? Are you happy? Anything else? We don't have much time. Anything else? We don't have time. Mailine, that was fantastic. I just want to summarize this in one sentence. Guys, tweet Inspirational22 if you agree with me. Otherwise, how can you summarize the whole thing? That passion she communicated and all these technologies? Well, she said, it's not mine, this is the way things are changing, and technology makes it possible. And I am adding, and Google has a lot to say about that. So thank you so much, Google and Mailine Swildens, for bringing us these fantastic things. Thank you so much.